Hi friends, first of all I'm quite glad. I just want to say a big thank you to all my respected YouTube subscribers because the fact is it's a first milestone which I achieved. I say big thank you, as this thank you is to all my students, my lovable family members and all my respected friends. In fact, those who have supported, I say big thank you. Today my topic is all about English. Look, when I go to a lot of MNCs, the main idea for them is they want good communicator, and the fact is they prefer the person who speaks good English. And I'll tell you one thing, most of the youngsters, they've got a query. Always they think that they have to learn a great grammar to master the English. I do support, yes, indeed you've got to learn grammar, that is quite prerequisite. But the fact is, if you want to achieve, if you want to speak best of the best English, the best part what you've got to do is you've got to practice. You have to practice to an extent where a native speaker should understand that yes, he's speaking good. Like there is a famous proverb, practice, practice, practice until practice becomes an habit. You've got to do so good practice. For that, what you've got to do, you've got to read a lot. You've got to have basic grammar. You've got to make sentences. Now, basic sentences, it's quite easy. For example, if you want to master English, I'll tell you one thing. Just keep these things in your mind. I, we, you, they. When you're using this, please use have. When you're using he, she, it, please use has. These are the basic things which are quite important. I'm sure if you go through that, you will learn a lot. Apart from that, look, I strongly believe English is quite easy if you practice. For that, daily take out 15 minutes of your time, read louder. Because what happens when you read, you get a lot of benefit. You read, you listen. When you listen, you understand. When you understand, you're able to speak. This is how system works. Like listen, understand and speak. I'm sure it will be very helpful. Now, youngsters, they have communication barrier. Now, I want to tell you, communication is all about the way you communicate. The other person understands you. That is quite important. Because if you've got a great communication and if other person is not understanding what you're speaking, do you think you're doing justice? Absolutely not. So you've got to understand that. For that, you've got to be a good listener. Most of the people, what they think is communication is just about speaking. I do understand. For a speaker, he has to speak. But when you're talking, when someone is listening, God has given you 2 ears. That means you've got to listen more. When you listen, you understand the subject. This is very important. Moreover, what I want to tell you is, have basic grammar. Grammar is quite important. Like, basic parts of speech. Tenses, simple present. Present continuous, present perfect continuous. I'm talking about the present thing. Similarly, it's about past and about future. All these things are there. You just go step by step and learn vocabulary. That is quite important. There is a famous book called Word Power Made Easy. Please go through that. The essence of the book is, it's all about prefix, it's all about root, it's about suffix. That means they have given one root, then you have to go through about prefix and you have to go through about suffix. It's such a great book. Mark my words, you will learn a lot. Because vocabulary is key. Because for example, if you know the meaning of handsome, that means I'm talking about synonyms. It's quite good. You can say attractive, you can say, beautiful for a girl, you can say gorgeous for a girl, you can say handsome, you can say good looking. There are so many words. Similarly, you've got to go through antonyms, It's all about opposite words. So many things are there. Mark my word, guys, you can speak best of the best English. What you've got to do is believe in yourself. Because what most of the times we do is, we are not a native speaker, so I can't speak. I just want to tell you guys how we learn our mother tongue. Similarly, you can learn any language. For that, you've got to listen. For example, guys who wants to go abroad. For example, someone wants to go to America, someone wants to go to Australia, someone wants to go to England, whichever country they prefer. Listen to their native speakers. Because nowadays, you talk about IELTS, you talk about PT, you talk about TOEFL, you talk about Duolingo. What is it all about? They want to test your English, whether you can survive in their country or not. For that, you've got to master, you've got to learn. Basically, basic grammar. Start trying to, speak. Talk to your friends. Talk to them in English. Because every time we have a hesitant attitude. We say that if I speak, maybe if I'm doing some mistake, maybe someone catches my mistake. Don't worry about that, because no one is perfect except Almighty. Have that in your mind. Why I have come up? Because I have immense respect for all my YouTube subscribers. In fact, not only my, all over our world, if at all someone is watching this video, if it's quite beneficial, I'll feel so great about that. Because in life, it's all about giving. When you are a giver, people respect you. Don't always think that you've got to just get it. The intention of this video is, in fact, my all students, they are supporting me. I'm quite glad. I say big thank you to them, because one thing I learned in life is, it's all about giving. Today, I felt so glad, even though my students, they appreciate me, they have spoken, they have requested, yes sir, we want to listen to you. Come on YouTube, give some speech. I felt so glad. Mark my words, this is all about my lovable students, lovable family members, lovable friends, and all those people who are really giving best, really supporting me to come to a good position. Big thank you. Apart from that, since I have come on this YouTube channel, I want to tell you one thing. Life is beautiful if you are beautiful. Never ever think that we are less than someone else, because God Almighty has given everything. If I just ask you, give your hand, I will give you 5 crores. Will you give your hand to me? No. You say, keep money with you. I don't want to give my hand, because my hand is quite valuable. Similarly, you are invaluable. You don't have, you've got to do something extraordinary and live for the moment. Trust me guys, don't just only live for yourself. You live for your family, you live for your community, you live for the country. Because one thing I want to tell you, people who think more, they are going to do successful. People who only think about themselves, they're not going to do wonders. So today onwards, mark my words, you've got to have 5 goals, which I strongly believe. You've got to have your personal goal, professional goal, family goal, spiritual goal, and one thing which is quite important, which I want to tell you is, you have to have a philanthropist goal. Trust me, when you become a giver, when you feel great about yourself. Take example, for example, you've got $1,000 and you want to help someone. You feel like a prince, you feel like a princess, you feel like a king, you feel like a queen if you help someone. Understand, 1,000 rupees is not a big deal, but for person, that 1,000 rupees can give 1 month, grocery to them. So have that in your mind. Always be a giver. It could be anything. For students who might be thinking that, sir, what we give, we are students, we can't give anything, but you can give a smile to your friend. You can give something good to your friend, and because of that good suggestion, your friend can do wonders. Have these small things. And especially students, please listen to me. Have clarity in your goals. Because most of the students, what they do, they see one brother has gone to America, they want to go to America. One person goes to Australia, they want to go to Australia. Don't do that. You decide. Life is your book. You introspect yourself, what you are good at. I hope you're understanding me. Why I'm talking all those things, I want you to be the best. Not just live a mediocre life. Because life is beautiful. Enjoy the life. Live to the core. Because this life you're living once, and this once should be great. It should be, helpful to your entire community, helpful to entire world. Don't do anything which is small. Now I was talking about introspection. You don't go yourself. Okay, if I go to